All right, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to eSports. This is your host Jackson, and I'm very glad to have you all over here again. And I'm very much conscious that today's session of e-gaming in Pakistan is something that's going to be very beneficial for you all. One more time as we introduce our second episode of eSports Pakistan. Today we have three of our most renowned FCCU students. I'm going to go ahead and ask them for the introduction, and then we're going to go about the show itself, look into the broader perspective, a deeper look of how esports gaming is doing in Pakistan, how much better it can do, and what can we get out of this particular field. Alright, so let's just move on to the guest and get their introduction, a basic introduction, and we're going to dive right into the show today. Alright, sir, if you could go ahead, please.
So my name is Jan Zevashif and I'm currently a student of FC College. My major is basically mass communication.
Thank you so much about that.
My name is Issam Atif. I'm a student at FC College as well, and I've been gaming for the past 7 years or so. And it's mostly online multiplayer.
Lovely to hear that. If you could go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Amar Anjum and I'm also an FCU student, and I have been gaming since my childhood, and I mostly enjoy open world games like GTA 5, etc.
Right. Okay. Well, that's beautiful to hear from you guys. And now, as we dive into the discussion, the topic of discussion that we have today, I would like you guys, because you have the prospect of those professional players, as you mentioned, that you have been playing for the past decade, I hope, and you have been playing
for the past 7 years, yeah.
Past 7 years, and you have had an experience quite much as well, since you mentioned in the last episode as well. So how about just leaving this prospect of professionalism behind? Can you please brief me in a few sentences, how do you enjoy gaming being a Pakistani? Like, just keeping all those hurdles aside, how do you enjoy gaming in Pakistan?
So gaming is basically a passion, you can say. It occupies your mind like nothing else. Like it's the entertainment aspect most which keeps me going. So mostly I'm into story games. I'm not mostly into competitive games. So yeah, that's about it, I think.
That's
it's
beautiful.
Just a great time pass and enjoyable hobby, you can say, for me.
What about you, sir?
Gaming for me would be very different, you know. It's something which gives me an escape from reality, from day-to-day world. And the second thing would be the thrill it gives, right? In online multiplayer, when you play, there's a sense of competition from the lowest level to the highest level. Of course, it's the lowest in the lowest, and it's the highest in the highest.
Yeah.
So that is the difference which makes a player want to pursue more in the game.
Okay, so it's actually kind of a very beautiful point that you have shared. Like, if we talk about this, we can also discuss about human behavior. Like, some people are more into like watching movies to find the escape from reality. Some people are like reading books. But this is very much of a good persona that has been shared, that you do gaming in order to escape the reality sometimes when everything is too overwhelming. Taking out the professional aspects, you have to earn money from it or stuff like that. It's just that it also gives you a peace of mind that you have this room to escape into when you're feeling that kind of downward feeling, right?
Yeah, because it goes like this, right? At night, mostly, late at night, I tend to play games.
Right.
Whenever I wake up, I tend to play games.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm free, I tend to play games. And why is that? Because I find it an escape, right? My life, which goes on, right, is a lot different from the games, because there is a, alternate perspective over there. I can kill people, but they won't die. See?
Nice one. All right. That's kind of a good one, to be very honest. Like, it's actually more of a therapy that it's providing you without you needing to pay for it. Yeah. That actually sounds pretty good to me. All right, sir, if you could go about it.
Well, the experience in itself is really good. But being a Pakistani, it's, there are some factors that make it really, bad, or you can say difficult. Because there are a lot of factors like the economic factor due to the, fluctuating price of the dollar, the prices of different consoles or graphic cards or games, it becomes really expensive and difficult for you to buy.
Right.
Other than that, there are, really so many opportunities in gaming. Like you can earn money, you can monetize your videos on YouTube. They are really popular gaming streamers.
Okay, so what's actually being presented on the table is that being a Pakistani, you enjoy gaming a lot, but it's still hindered by all these things that are being faced by any Pakistani, like financial crisis.
Yes, basically you don't get you need sponsorships. It's a very important thing when you're competing in competitive competitions worldwide. Like there's a very famous Pakistani guy who's a Taken player, Arslan Ash. You must have heard of him.
Yeah.
So he a lot of times he has said on his social media platforms that it's very difficult to gain sponsorships from different people, and it's really hard being a Pakistani, having a Pakistani passport.
Right.
It's really hard.
Okay, it's actually kind of stretching the line toward the next perspective that we have to talk about. Like, you guys enjoy gaming. This is something that every gamer would do. Like, why would they even start it in the first place if they're not enjoying it? But the point that you have mentioned, it's more like a coincidence. We were literally talking about Arslan Ash in the last episode as well. Like how he was not able to grab the sponsorship and what kind of hindrances he had to face. So what do you guys think about this particular thing? Like being a Pakistani, what kind of problems do we face? What kind of halting is there to stop us from being a full-time gamer? What kind of stereotypes are there? We're gonna talk about the stereotypes in a moment. How do you think like it's actually stopping you to get this as a full-time thing, being a Pakistani? If you would like to add something.
Okay, so I would say it mainly depends upon the economy of Pakistan, right? Most games take payments in dollars, right?
Okay.
So if you have to pay, it's automatically expensive.
Right.
If you go the other way, it's gonna be a scam or whatsoever, right?
Right.
But that could get your account banned.
Right. Okay, so the problem that we're facing over here, it's more like our economy is not that strong to stabilize or balance the situation for the players in order to go worldwide or international. Is that what you're saying?
No, that is not necessary at all. If you have finances on your own, you can easily do that, right? But if you're limited, you could not.
What kind of limitations are we talking about right
We're going to talk about financial limitations at first, because when I would see my wallet, if I have money, I can buy the gaming cards, right? I can buy the graphic cards. I can buy the game itself.
Okay.
I can play it as well. But the thing is that when a poor person or a poor kid wants to play a game, he cannot afford that because a minimum game wage starts from $50, I guess.
Right.
So, and then that's the price of the game. The add-ons are different.
They are different.
And they're expensive.
Yeah.
So that is a limitation that we can consider, right?
Okay, so let me just add this to the point of view that you have shared. The thing that you mentioned, sponsorship is something that's not being offered to, every Pakistani player. So the thing that you're mentioning, like if your pocket allows it, you can do it for yourself. But on a broader perspective, Pakistan's economy is not that strong and stabilized to, sponsor any talented person who's playing games in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Basically, the people here are not mature enough to understand the importance of e-gaming. Like worldwide, people worldwide know what's the importance, and you can see how they're earning. Like there are millionaires around the world who are gamers.
Such a valid.
And I would also like to add something to the financial limitations. Like there are very limited, financial options to get the payments or pay someone. Like there's PayPal is not available in Pakistan.
That's a very good point. Yeah. That's actually one of the big limitations out there.
Yeah.
Like it's out of those big limitations, it's one limitations that adds it into it. Like that even if you have done it, there's a whole lot of setup that you have to set afterwards to get that payment in your hand. And talking about the limitations, I would rather add one more thing. Like financial crisis are one thing. There is one major factor in Pakistan that we have to face, and that's stereotypes.
Our parents basically.
The parents
They
steer,
don't
the
want us-
Asian mindset that full-time gaming. Oh, we have this quotation in Pakistani, सारा दिन तू गेम ही खेलनी है, तू काम नहीं करना कोई.
Yeah.
So this is something that's literally halting the progression in Pakistan when it comes to gaming as well. That's a very valid point, yeah. And Jazzy, would you like to add something like how can we diminish this thing? How can we decrease this, stereotype? How can we take into account, like, how we're gonna close this chapter of stereotypes in Pakistan?
I think most of the problem is due to the parents being unaware of the fact that gaming can become a professional career for a person if he's good in that. So I think basically the parents need to be educated. They need to know that कि लाइक कैसे उनके जो है बच्चे वो अपना करियर इस चीज़ से बना सकते हैं.
Right. So it's more like we need to run awareness campaigns for
campaigns, you can
parents
say.
as well. Like अब हम लास्ट टाइम बात कर रहे थे इस पे, पाकिस्तान में जो ये स्पोर्ट्स हैं, स्पोर्ट्स क्लब्स बहुत ज़्यादा हैं. क्रिकेट, they literally have mentors like Shahid Afridi telling them, like, these famous names in Pakistan. But when it comes to e-gaming, we
There's
have
nothing.
that taboo in our mind कि ये गेमा खेल के तू किथे जाना पता है. Because we have this mindset that sports is being presented on international level, that the physical sports, but e-gaming is not. So I think this is one valid point. We need to generate awareness campaigns so that parents could know that it's literally relevant in the upcoming future. It's actually competitive to what this physical sports are providing.
You know, it's not easy to
Yeah.
overcome this, crisis.
Yeah.
But one thing we could do is that we could bring in more opportunities here in Pakistan. Like bring in more competitions where people would compete worldwide. People would come here in Pakistan to compete, and we could have big money prizes, etc. Things to overcome this crisis.
That's true. But again, money prices is something that's the financial crisis is coming in the way as well. But I was thinking about this, and the point that you mentioned, it was actually kind of hitting me, like, we are on a financial budget, like we're not able to, a game costs $50 or something, and we're not able to purchase that, being not economically well. But I was feeling in the other episode we were just talking about the fact that how much people are earning through e-gaming.
Yes,
Like,
in
why
fact,
can
millions of
not
dollars.
millions of dollars, why can we not bring that financial things or into our economy? Like, we are just focused on the problem that the game is going to cost us too much. Why are we not looking at the profit that it's going to generate?
It could basically help our economy to grow.
Yeah, this is
And
what I'm trying to say. Like, it's going to be one-time investment.
Yeah.
It's just going to be one-time investment, and then afterwards the profit is going to get get compensated in every manner.
Yes.